Another one. How nice to have some company again. Come over here. Let's have a look at you. You disappoint me, love. You really do. So many fears. So many desires. I thought you'd be bigger. Don't look so confused. I know everything you've got hidden in that brain of yours. I know all the terrible things you've done. So many good intentions laid to waste. I could see the regret eating away at your soul. Ha! But now your time has come, and here you are, to grovel and beg. You can't go back. Only death awaits you there now. Fear not, love. You've got potential. I see it in you, and I can help change your fate. But if you want a new life, you're going to have to suffer quite a bit to get it.
Hi everyone, RFG here with a review for Super Dark Deception, a 16-bit style demake of Dark Deception, both developed and published by Glowstick Entertainment and available on PC. Super Dark Deception is expected to release on a number of other platforms such as Android, iOS, and consoles. While Dark Deception was mostly a first-person survival horror maze-running game where your basic goal is to collect items to proceed, Super Dark Deception has been developed as a top-down version where I would describe it more as a survival horror Pac-Man-like. There's a lot more to it than that, as it converts a lot of great concepts directly from Dark Deception, and I'll get into those in a bit. You start off meeting with the mysterious Beers. She goes a bit into detail about why you're here, but keeps things pretty vague. She explains about a powerful ring that was separated into pieces, and tasks you to collect them. To get the pieces of this ring, you'll be collecting soul shards and nightmares, maze-like levels to unlock access to them. Collecting the soul shards and ring pieces isn't as easy as it sounds. Each level will have you hunted by its own enemies to prevent you from achieving your goal. While the premise and presentation early on did remind me of Pac-Man and similar games, with the map design, power-ups, and how enemies work, the similarities ended pretty quickly. In a lot of Pac-Man likes, the maze designs increase in complexity, but not much else does. In Super Dark Deception, each level has its own kind of enemy, its own overall design. Collecting all soul shards moves into a new phase. Some are separated into sections, there are secrets, later levels introduce obstacles, traps, and have some type of escape phase. There are 2 stage power-ups as well. A temporary stun for all enemies, which isn't quite the same as a power-up you receive in other Pac-Man likes, and a power-up that reveals enemy locations on your tablet minimap, which mainly shows soul shards. Beers will also grant you powers as you gain access to new levels. You'll gain access to a temporary timed speed boost, a short distance teleport, and X-ray vision that shows the direction that nearby enemies are approaching from. These powers can all be equipped, toggled through, and used throughout the game. They each have cooldown periods, but also come with upgrades that reduce cooldown along with their own specific increases. After completion of a level, your collected soul shards can lead to increase your character level to earn you SP to spend for your power upgrades. Some powers are far more useful than others, but all 3 can be used well for survivability. And survival is pretty key here. Almost any contact with an enemy or trap is instant death, and some deaths may seem like they're unfair or unavoidable, whether it's due to some questionable hitboxes or obscure boss battles. That may sound harsh, but at the start of the game you have 3 lives per level to power you through. Losing a life sets you back to a certain checkpoint. During the soul shard collection phase, you'll keep your collected amounts, but each level spawns you at different areas after a death, based on the phase. Losing all of your lives doesn't mean you have to restart a level or the game from the beginning, since you're allowed to continue and the game does save your progress. Losing lives does have its drawbacks though. Each level ranks and rewards you at the end depending on your performance. The metrics are time spent, shards collected, secrets found, lives lost, and your longest shard collection streak. The higher the ranking you earn, the more soul shards you gain, which leads to more SP for power upgrades, and those upgrades are very useful. Super Dark Deception already isn't easy, and earning higher than a B ranking seems very difficult. So upgraded powers lead to higher survivability and better rankings. And better rankings leads to extras like unlockable character sprites, which some need S rankings to unlock. Thankfully, you don't have to repeat a playthrough to try another attempt to high rank a level, although the menuing for it is quite cumbersome. The game at this point is quite short, but having a replay level option is still nice, especially for attempting to unlock playable character sprites or secrets, or at the very least for replayability. Currently, only Chapter 1 is available with 4 levels, and Chapters 2 and 3 will be released at later times to complete the game. For those of you who are familiar with the original Dark Deception, these are the recreated events and levels of the first 4 levels of the original game. And when I say recreated, I mean it. Each of the levels have been demade with the 16-bit art style in considerable detail, and the character sprites and portraits each look amazing. The soundtrack itself is fire. Even the title menu music ends up sounding great, along with the rest of the retro style tracks, and the voice work is still top notch. The story so far is presented pretty much in the exact same manner as the original. If you're not familiar with the story, you'll meet other characters, learn that Beerus is keeping information from you, and that you're more connected to these nightmares that you're traveling to than expected. If you're interested in a complete story at this time, then unfortunately Super Dark Deception might not be for you yet. While Chapters 2 and 3 are included in the full price of the game, their current unavailability might not be appealing to most. That being said, what is here is very well done. The level of detailed sprite work in the 16-bit style is already eye-catching, but when you take into account the level of accuracy to the original Dark Deception, it really is impressive. A nice retro soundtrack and replayability helps with the relatively short overall playtime currently available. While the difficulty balance might need some work and it's still incomplete, the overall quality is here. So I'm definitely looking forward to when Chapters 2 and 3 become available. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks. Bye.